Hi, Phil Aston here from Now Spinning Magazine with another album review. And this is an album that first came out in 2012 and has just been reissued by Cherry Red Esoteric. And it is Squackett, A Life Within a Day. Squackett, a joint album by Steve Hackett and the late Chris Squire. I'm very late to the party on this because I didn't buy it first time round. Was it because it was called Squackett? And I thought, it's a bit, it's two prog giants deciding to do an album. What's it going to be like? Is it kind of a record label thing where someone said, you know what, you and you should get together? You never know. Whatever. I've been playing this, and I'll admit it has been the BluRay 5.1 mix that I've gone with the most, more than the CD version, which obviously sounds great. But it really is marvellous. I reviewed Fish Out of Water by Chris Squire, didn't I? The deluxe set, and said what a beautiful album it was and what a talent Chris Squire was outside of Yes. I've interviewed Steve Hackett a couple of times and I've reviewed several of his albums now. So maybe that has a bearing on it, I don't know, but I just love this. It started off as Chris Squire was recording a new solo album and he wanted someone to play guitar, and he reached out to Steve Hackett, and they basically got together and thought, well, maybe we should just give this a joint title and call it Squackett. But what makes it so special is the songs, but the production and the feeling I get from hearing these songs is absolutely incredible. There is, well, let's look at the first song, A Life in a Day. This is the kind of opening gambit of what this album is all about, although all the songs have got different feelings and kind of like dip into the heart in a different way. But A Life in the Day has almost a Led Zeppelin rainbow stargazer feel in the kind of instrumentation. It's not heavy riffage, it's the way that the strings are done and the kind of feel, this kind of almost Eastern scale of music, of notes, how they pull together. Yeah, it's a kind of a Kashmir type thing, I guess, really. Soaring guitars and really intense sections, intense progressive rock from this period. It's absolutely incredible. Roger King plays all the keyboards on here. Jeremy Stacey on drums, and Amanda Lanham is also on backing vocals. Absolutely incredible opening song. Tall Ships, classical guitar, a great bass line, real Chris Squire bass line. Lovely, dreamy Crosby, Stills and Nash vocals, just lush. Divided Self is Genesis. Yes, that kind of pop period. There's pop sensibilities everywhere, but with that undertow of just wonderful vocal harmonies in this. Absolutely beautiful. Aliens, beautiful harmonies again, gentle strumming. Yes, Genesis. Dreamy prog. Is dreamy prog a thing? I think it is. And it's here. Sea of Smiles. This is a bit kind of voices are just gel together. It's a bit transatlantic, that's what I was going to say. It's a bit transatlantic, but of course transatlantic came out beyond these two legends, aren't they? But it has that kind of feel to it, really. It's absolutely gorgeous. And what's the next one called? The Summer, backwards. Classical guitar, bit of Genesis picking, again, wonderful harmonies. And then the next one, Storm Chaser, is more a return to the opening track, really. This is really John Bonham drums, jazz rock riffage, absolutely incredible bass playing, a real fantastic song. And here, Steve Hackett channels Jeff Beck. I think he's playing homage to Jeff Beck. You can really sense that kind of latter stage Jeff Beck when he did that kind of really experimental stuff in the early 2000s. I think that's the feel I get from that. He's brilliant. I mean, I have to say that Hackett's playing on the opening song is fiery metal, absolutely uncontrolled. It's just incredible. So Hackett goes through every type of guitar playing style. I think that's another thing that what makes him one of my favourite guitarists is he can play as gentle as a snowflake landing on a blade of grass to literally ripping your face off with a half a dozen notes. Absolutely brilliant. So I just love that. And then Can't Stop the Rain. Oh, this is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. It's a gentle ballad. It's just beautiful. There is elements of Yes and Genesis in it. But I absolutely love that song. I think it's one of my favourites. And this segues, just floats, melts into the last song of the album, which is Perfect Love Song. Again, beautiful playing, lovely riff. It's almost a meditative, almost hypnotic riff that just keeps coming round and round, allowing them to use it as a basis for these beautiful harmonies, great singing, great guitar solo, and then we're done. It's just wonderful. I highly recommend that. If you're a fan of either of these musicians or progressive rock music, or I say progressive rock music, that might send people off thinking, oh, it's all time changing. It isn't. These are beautiful songs played with such perfection, with such emotion. I think, if anything, my feelings are that it's such a shame that they couldn't do another one. It's such a shame they couldn't do another album like this. I found this a really moving experience. Maybe because, Chris Squire's no longer with us, but maybe because I've listened to so much of recently of Chris Squire, the Fish Out of Water, and understand more about how Steve Hackett works and his composition and stuff. But I think this is a very, very important album. It's not some kind of sidestep and something that, I think I've got everything by these artists. Do I really need that? See it as just as important. Give it a listen. But I absolutely love that. Squackett, Chris Squire, Steve Hackett, A Life Within a Day, CD and Blu-ray 5.1 mix, out now on Esoteric Records, part of Cherry Red. Superb. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your support. Music really is the healer and the doctor. Please subscribe, ring that little bell, check out the website, the podcast, find us on social media. Keep spinning those discs, and I'll see you all very, very soon.